That student that you're reaching out to try to either get them off of drugs or prevent them from taking drugs, they need to hear that message, a consistent, accurate message from all angles. That means from their peers, that means from the faculty, from the parents. And so what we do is we train all of those entities in the science-based curriculum that we have so that they can win those hallway conversations. It's not an addition to what they do, but it's a complement for what they do. The big thing that we do differently, we help teens value this time in their life. I mean, it's a great time for them. There's a lot of cool things about being a teen. We really see right early on in the curriculum when the teens start to internalize that, and it's really a great kind of hurdle that they get over, and they don't see their teen years as something to struggle through, but it's actually something a great opportunity for them to have and something that they can celebrate. And then we start scaffolding onto that, and we start introducing the idea of what drugs are and how they can interact, and some of the pitfalls that they can have in corrupting some very great years for teens. We really need to teach them what is exactly happening in their brain and how drug use kind of corrupts that. When science figured it out, we kind of had one of those uh-oh moments. We better get this information out, because now we start to understand a lot more how drugs kind of corrupt that process and what short and long-term problems that can cause for teens. You have to understand just how phenomenal your brain is and just the opportunity that you have, the potential that you have as a teen to learn and build the best computer that you have. So it is a race against time to some extent, because the finish line is around 25 years old. The computer that you have at that point in time is what you're going to work with for the rest of your life. We know so much more than we did just 5 years ago. This is going to be the first generation of teens to have that information to be able to go make wise decisions with, and that's exciting. I think it's exciting to be teaching in that in this time frame. You know, one of the elemental things that we do in our goals is to help the district or help a class or help an administrator change the culture of what it is, what drug use is for teens. It's much more than just educating them on what drugs do. It's helping them change the way that they see themselves, and it's helping them change the way they see how drugs affect them, and giving them the vision to see long term and not just short term. If they value that development, is when you can really start reaching them from a prevention standpoint. We've really kind of pulled the teens in to help us design the lessons so they're very modern, they're very hip, they land very well with the younger teens. I think that's why we've really been successful with it. I've been so much, I think, more successful in teaching teens and about themselves than just to walk in and say, hey, just say no, or you know, don't do drugs because drugs are bad, and that's your message, that's really all you have. Now we can say, yeah, they're bad, but this is exactly why. When you live in the science, you eliminate the rhetoric. You're talking to them as you would an adult, and that's kind of unique sometimes. I think they're talked down to a lot. This generation of teens is a very intelligent generation of young people. When we first started and people looked at, you know, the curriculum and how we were bringing it to teens, you know, we were challenged, look, it's never going to land with them, they're not going to get this. And it was obvious right off the bat, even at the lower grades, that this was really sinking in, and the message was really landing with these teens based on the questions that we were getting. I think it's a testament to this generation's intelligence. We're dealing with a different class of teenagers. So no matter where the conversation happens, if it's the hallway, if it's the classroom, if it's the auditorium, or if it's the living room, you're getting the same consistent, accurate information. And that's what teaching in stereo is all about.